You're going to give us the hits and misses from the Oscars. Of course, you've come with the pedigree of being the representative of Chatelaine magazine. On newsstands now, we're all getting organized with that. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of this sort of fashion hit the pages of Chatelaine as well.
Yeah, well, you know what? Last night for me was a fashion hit all around. You know, we want it to be more. We want it to be over the top. I had a lot of hits. Not so many misses, actually, for me. And, of course, the hashtag Ask Her More thing, very contentious question on the carpet or Twitter, you know, trend last night, which I have issue with because I think sometimes you come up against a star and you don't have much more to ask her because she's as empty as a drum. And so when you talk to Reese Witherspoon, who's lovely, who has so much more to say, that's a valid point. But you also have to think that leading up to these Oscars, these women have had so many chances at junkets to talk about so much more. So for someone who works in arts and culture, I want to ask about the dress because I want to support the people behind the machine that goes into these award shows. So for me, number one, Elie Saab ruled the night on Emma Stone. A beautiful citrine dream for me. So beautiful, like a 20s Arabian princess. I absolutely dug this look. Elie Saab's whole thing is sort of Arabian Nights fantasy. Polarizing. What do you think, Joe?
I love this one. Bang on. And you know what's funny is when I saw this dress on Emma Stone, I thought of you immediately because I thought you could rock this dress.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I could not. It's not my color. I don't like the see-through. It's a little much. I would look super short.
You're channeling it with the blazer right now, though, Suze. I like the color.
A lot of red, you know, Dakota Johnson, and of course, Gone Girl, Rosamund Pike, looking beautiful in Givenchy. But my next yes, too, was Lupita Nyong'o. 6,000 pearls were hand encrusted onto this Calvin Klein dress. To me, it was an absolute cloud of beauty. Last year, my issue with her was that she didn't fill her dress. I felt honestly that she was too slight. This year, she's more like a 0 or a 2, not a 00. She really wore the dress. Just beautiful from beginning to end. It was like, I mean, an arabesque. I can't even say, for me, that was off the charts stunning, especially against her glowing skin tone. So beautiful.
I love that she said it was comfortable.
Yeah, 6,000 pearls, that's comfortable to me.
Sit on that for 4
that's
hours.
A day at the office.
Yeah.
Next up for me, Margot Robbie. I absolutely loved her in Saint Laurent. Some people were saying, you know, it wasn't age appropriate, you know, she's young, she's sexy. Guess what, guys? That's sexy. That necklace was worn in the 30s by the Duchess of Windsor. I would have loved the eye to go a little bit longer with it, to have it dip down and towards the cleavage a little bit more. But don't you love this? I mean, the sheer arm, I thought it was elegant. The beauty was off the charts for me. Riaz, you're nodding.
Anything with Margot is A-okay in my books. But, you know, the theme when you look at these fashions and the hits, do you find it's the younger actresses stepping up, taking more risks and standing out?
You know what? I think that younger actresses, especially somebody like Margot, you know what? They do have to take a risk. And we're going to get to actresses that, to me, didn't take enough of a risk later on in the show. But I thought that, you know what? She felt elegant. She felt not over the top, but she felt very fashion. For me, as a style commentator, I want fashion. I don't just want the dream. We'll get to J-Lo.
You predicted that.
Oh, yeah.
That line. When we were talking about Grammys and moving forward, what it looked like, that was your, like, because we saw one that was a pantsuit with that neckline.
Yes, beautiful. Naomi Watts also was a glamour do for me. And again, this is probably polarizing. I love this glitter bandeau. People were calling it a barnacle dress, fish scales, this and that. I liked the dark lip. But for me, and we did see a lot of other dark lips last night as well. I love the estate jewelry. I think she's this quiet dark horse. She's got this really elegant, you're not expecting it. You lift up the hood and bam, there you go.
I love her. I found the dress unflattering. I disagree on that one.
NPH, quickly, with the tuxes, he kind of styled up his own thing this year, and I thought it looked sharp.
Loved it. Several changes. I thought he looked beautiful. There he is with David on the carpet. 50 Shades of Grey, right on point with the box office, how to boost it. I thought they looked so beautiful. I also thought that Common looked really rad in his velvet tux.
John
and
Legend,
Eddie
too.
Redmayne, John Legend, Eddie
Eddie
with the blue and black McQueen, and those freckles. Come on.
Okay, what's going on
You're
here?
killing me. J-Lo. Also, Elie Saab. You know what? She's living the dream. She's princessy. Personally, I'm not trying to raise princesses, so I look at that and I'm like, yeah, you know. She also said like about 20 times during that interview, which didn't really hit it for me. I'm sorry, but it was beautiful. There were a lot of 80s fishtails, a lot of big trains. She almost tripped on coming off stage in that dress. It was beautiful. It's undeniable. Was it fashion for me? No.
That dress, in my opinion, is ugly. It's ugly, and it made the beautiful Jennifer Lopez look frumpy. I didn't
Thank you.
like anything about it.
I like that dress. I like the handler that J-Lo came with the dress to hold the train in the back.
You know the train
you're
handler.
big.
It's like the personal umbrella holder. Most men will like that dress. You know what? It's not me. It's not fashion. It's not what I would do. But
We're going to get to your
appreciate
misses, though.
Yes, my gentle misses.
Right after this.
That's just
I'm not a
taste.
mudslinger.
If J-Lo's down, who else?
J-Lo's my no. I want to see what Susie's
Who
nose
else is
are.
on this list?
And yours. You give us your nose.
I love the Blazers. I'm all about the Blazers. 8:24, we're back. Susie Wiles, Chatelaine style expert. You did the hits. Let's talk misses. Where are we going to start? Oscar.
I'm going to start with Felicity Jones wearing Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen. When I first saw it, I went, oh, I love it. The breastplate, the whole Mad Max thing, and I saw the whole portrait from head to toe. And for me, it just was too much. It wasn't quite right. It was, again, the 50 Shades of Grey trend that we're seeing, but it didn't quite hit it for me. I was saying to Jody, as we said earlier, we're seeing a lot of 80s fishtails, a lot of prom, a lot of volume. Pretty girl, though. I like the fringe. I love the earrings and the smoky eye, the nude lip. But for me, it wasn't. It was just a no.
You said it's very Cinderella Disney princess,
Yeah.
and they're living the dream in that, but
Yeah.
it's sort of an odd, didn't do her justice.
Also for me, speaking of didn't do her justice, Jessica Chastain, who has nailed the awards circuit for the last many years. It was just a bit, it was almost, the word that comes to mind is matronly. I like the side slip. I love a redhead in navy, the alabaster skin, the décolleté looks beautiful, but for me it just wasn't quite there. And it was almost like she could take her foot off the gas. Kerry Washington in Miu Miu, the peplum, very bridal to me, very mother of the bride. Oh, I like that cheeky little dance. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's great.
You're never dissing the person. You're just critiquing the gown.
I wouldn't go for this. It was just
Right.
too bridal. It was too wedding for me. I like the pose, the arms out. That's very critical. She's been taught that by a stylist, by the way. Next up for me, and it pains me to say this, I'd rather stick hot pins in my eyes than criticize Julianne Moore. But this look for me, it just didn't hit it. It wasn't working for me. And of course she wins, and oh, now I'm tearing her down. She's never been anything but lovely to me.
She's your icon.
She is one of my top icons. She was in Chanel. Also, you know what I must say? Reese didn't blow me off the planet. Neither did Kate Blanchett. And again, lovely, iconic women who year after year are on my best lists. But for me, the night was owned by other women, which is a good thing too, right? It's nice to freshen it up a little bit.
Was it our imagination, or was it all beige and flesh-toned and
There was some red,
white
though.
and
What's, I don't know
Dakota
if
Johnson?
Well,
okay.
Dakota
Okay.
Johnson's one, but the Lady Gaga and the dish gloves. What do you think? Is that
The dish gloves were
yeah.
no, really. That wasn't my thing at all. She was really trying to. She's not an unattractive girl, but it's almost like she tries to not look as pretty as she could. You want to look pretty. Right. This is the image business, right? And it just kind of, for me, it was just strange. But you know what? That's her jam.
When I first saw Gwyneth Paltrow, I was like,
Gwyneth Paltrow, interesting. Very 80s, right? Very prom, very beautiful.
Beautiful,
But
stunner.
This is an example. She looks like Tracy Anderson there. Remember when Rachel Zoe, all of her clients started looking like her?
Yes.
Well, she's got a real Tracy Anderson influence here. Also very Great Expectations, the remake she did with Ethan Hawke in that 80s scene. Body looks banging. She's clearly been working hard. Love the spray tan. But, you know, this is, who is that? Ralph and Russo, clearly from their Floribunda collection and influence there. What are you laughing
I
at?
love the spray tan.
Hey, we've all been there.
Okay, we got to get
Trust
to
me, G.
Oh, yeah.
we got to get to the worst of the night. The worst of the worst, right here.
Oh, the worst dressed person of the entire night? Oh, Marion Cotillard? Oh, goodness, no. She was polarizing. That's Dior. I loved her at the back. If I were her, I would have walked backwards. She had that sweet little bum sort of belt going on under the tuchus. No, I would never call her my worst dressed. It was just a little, I preferred the dress from the back than from the front. But for me, no, I actually really quite enjoy Marion Cotillard. I thought she was gorgeous.
Oh.
Right? There was too much contouring on Sienna Miller, I have to say. You took away from the dress. That was Peter Copping, of course, for the late, great Oscar de la Renta, his first collection there. Too much. You don't want to be looking at my cheekbones, right? You want to look into the eyes, right, Riaz? Deep into
I'm
the...
learning
That's what
so
you're looking
much
at.
about the female fashion
When
here,
you
the
look at
dresses.
J-Lo, you're looking at her eyes, right?
Always. It's all about eye contact.
J-Lo has eyes.
No, but all in all, you know what? Fun night. Great to watch. I'm not complaining about the length of it. I'm not complaining. I loved it. It's like the Super Bowl for me.
It is.
It's always fun.
It's a feast.